What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Friday night, 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. You know what time it is. It's time for a little O'HalloRANT for you. I'm your host, Brian O'HalloRANT. Missed you guys last weekend. I had a couple of friends come up and visit me and Diane this past weekend. And so it's always good to take a little break sometimes and get with some friends and re-energize, recharge, watch a couple episodes of Loki, to have something to talk about. Also, earlier today, I was on the air with Marilyn Gigliotti and the good folks over at Zenescope Entertainment, and we do once a month, we do a retro movie review, I guess you could say it. And it was this month was the movie Predator, the 1987 Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, where the phrase "get to the chopper" originated, plus many other great, catchphrases. Knock, knock, where he comes in and shoots a guy. And the other one, I don't got time to bleed, done by the great Jesse the Body Ventura. Fun fact about that movie. Two stars of that movie went on to be governors of actual states. That's right. Jesse the Body Ventura of Minnesota, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously, of California. So we had that earlier on. If you get a chance, go over to Zenescope's Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook channel. Watch the episode. It was a lot of fun talking about it. I mean, that was a movie when I was in high school. I graduated in '87. That's when it came out. So it was a fun ride. Arnold Schwarzenegger and his action hero glory. Carl Weathers, Bill Duke. The list goes on and on. So good stuff. So good to see people again. It's good to see you, Gem Girl 1975. Daniel Buckley, good to see you, sir. Danger Girl AC, how are you doing? Tremont, good to see you, good sir. No clue what's happening, sir. I'm right with you. I have no clue either. Good to see you as well. Tim Laurie 25, Tim Daddio, good to see you as well. Mad Brothers Media, always good to see you too, sir. Jack, good to see you, Jack. Amy Tucci, welcome back to the show. Red Lightning, I just want to say thank you for sharing and liking the 3 Dantes drawing. Yes, sir. That was genius. I had talked about the Dantes going into multiverse. If you haven't gone to my, I reposted it on my Instagram. Check it out. He had put even the video clip, me talking about, it'd be funny if someone did the meme of the 3 Spider-Mans pointing at each other. He did the 3 Dante. So definitely big ups to you, sir. You have quite a talent. It's a talent I wish I had, but you knocked it out of the park. It was perfect. It's definitely something I love, and was literally had a, oh my God, out loud moment when I saw it too. So thank you for doing it. Very, very, very cool. 80s action movies. Yes. The good old 80s action movies. Never again. Well, it's going to be more CGI stuff. So cheers to you, Danger Girl, as well. Scott Wachowski, welcome back, sir. Hate Dury, good to see you as well. Thank you guys for joining us this weekend. CJ Robles, good to see you as well. Jennifer Laybourne, good to see you as well. Andrew Davids, good to see you as well. Tim Laurie 25 as well. I've said that. And there we go. I'm trying to figure out that name. Just uptime. Yeah. What's up? Anyway, a lot of things going on. Live stuff going on. Just in the middle of a doubleheader, the New York Mets. I'm a Mets fan. Yeah, I know. I am. All right. They're playing the Phillies. There's a doubleheader today. And the Mets won the doubleheader. They won the first game. They're in the second game. But also Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals between Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders is going on. The Islanders won in dramatic fashion in overtime 2 nights ago. And tonight is the deciding game 7 to see who will meet the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Congratulations to Montreal getting back to the Stanley Cup finals. It should be interesting. I know the TV networks of NHL probably were like, we wanted Vegas to win, so we'd have some West Coast viewers. It looks like it's going to be an East Coast Stanley Cup. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, no clue what's happening. Go Devils. Come on, man. Anyway, we're both the Rangers, the Devils, all observing right now. I'm excited for the off season to see how our new coach Gallant will take charge of this team and move it forward. It did a phenomenal job in the inaugural year with the Golden Knights. I think a little gritty coaching now is the way to go. An experienced winning coach can probably get it done. But I digress on the hockey. So that's, if you keep seeing me looking over this way, is because I'm refreshing the screens between the Mets game and the New York Islanders game. It's a big night to wear blue and orange and white, which are the New York State flag colors, by the way. That's why the Knicks have those colors, the Islanders have those colors, and the Mets have those colors. So I hope you had a great weekend. I had planned for you. I hope you had a great weekend last weekend. Next weekend, I probably won't be doing a show. It is the holiday weekend coming up, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's soon to be the 4th of July weekend. It's such a blur. Yeah, it'll be the 4th of July weekend. So I will not be doing a show for the 4th of July weekend because I'll be celebrating somehow of some reason, or at least just taking a break and see what happens from there. Otherwise, yes. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the 80s, you can't get any better than him as the action hero star of that era. I mean, look at this man. Look at the physique. Just look at the veins. The physique of this dude. He was in his prime. Prime action superstar. There was no foam costume with muscles cut into it. Nope. All him. Same thing with Carl Weathers, actually. And there's a great documentary about the making of Predator that's out there. If you ever get a chance, I think it's on YouTube. You can see it on YouTube. But really a great documentary. They shot it down in southern part of Mexico. They had it was a lot of rough shooting just because people were getting sick from the water down there. But also it was hot, it was jungle. And apparently there was a competition between Jesse the Body Ventura and Arnold about who could work out more and stuff like that, and just some great stuff. So the original that started a huge franchise, you can't be beat. It was definitely, yes, get to the chopper. Of course, Mr. Scott Hoverman. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Mississippi Tom, good to see you as well. And so it's always good to see those kind of movies just be loved because, it's hard to find them. It's hard to find those type of movies now. I mean, we have F9 coming out now, right? Fast and Furious 9, where, I don't know, now they have giant magnets that grab the cars or something. And so we'll see. I don't know. I never got into the Fast and Furious movies. And you would think, because I'm kind of a car guy, and I would love to see how they trick things out. And I've seen them, and it's like, it's all right. Good to see you, Mr. Ian Bonner, as well. Andrew Davids, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, so the other thing we saw that I saw, like, since we've last spoken, there has been 2 episodes of Loki, and spoiler alert: if you haven't seen any of them, you know, um, then you might, well, I'm not going to get into details, but there have been many iterations of Loki over the comic book world and the Marvel superhero universe world and stuff like that. And so I would say 2 episodes ago, we got to meet the variant, because the Time Variant Authority is chasing a Loki. There's multiple universes and multiple timelines, but there's one master timeline. That's the cut down 1 sentence pitch of the plot. And so they get Loki. They take the Time Variance Authority, which are these 3 omnipotent Time Lord gods, apprehend the Loki that took the Tesseract from in Endgame, when the time heist is happening in Endgame, and there's a bit of a kerfluffle while the whole time heist is happening, and Loki gets the hold of a Tesseract, and you see him disappear. Well, then you find out where he ends up, and then he gets pulled in by the time cops, because he can't be messing with time like that. So they ask him to consult for them on how to catch another variant, which turns out to be another version of a Loki. And you find out who this other Loki is, and the person portraying the Loki. And it's interesting. A lot of action the last episode, this past episode of this past Wednesday. The one before that was a lot more exposition, not a lot of action. But I'm liking it. I'm not going to say I'm loving it, but I'm giving it its shot. So if it bleeds, we can kill it. Exactly, Mr. Daddy-O. That's what I loved about those 80s kind of, movies. I'm bouncing back and forth between Predator and Loki. So yes, where is it? Space lizards, LOL. That's funny. That's right. The Time Lords. Space lizards. You're loving Owen as Mobius. All right. I mean, if you want to see Owen as Mobius, see Owen Wilson in any other movie there, Tom, because it's Owen Wilson being Owen Wilson. That's all. I don't see him stretching his toolbox of options as an actor, which is fine. It worked for hundreds of actors that are beloved, Michael J. Fox, and the list goes on and on. So it is what it is. I'm not, I'm no genius. So what do I know? But yeah, but it is Owen being Owen. But he's not going to say, wow, supposedly. Right. Exactly. Maybe Owen Wilson is an actual variant. I think you meant to say, yes, variant. Yes, right. It'd be interesting. Larry Fishburne is Sloan. All right. We can do that. See what happens. So I'm excited. Uh-oh. Here's an update. And I know they say no transmission, rebroadcast, or any information to be disseminated without express written consent. But just an update from the NHL. The Lightning have scored. So now it's 1-0 in the second period with 13:19 left in the second period, which means the Islanders have them exactly where they want them, because the Islanders have never led after the first period of any of their games in the playoffs. So they're just laying the plot down. I'd like to see the Islanders win. Now, look, I'm a Ranger fan, and they're like our crosstown rivals, so to speak. But, Tampa Bay won it last year. I'm a kind of spread the wealth around kind of guy when it comes to like championship wins. They're not they're not a dynasty. I can't say that Tampa Bay team is a dynasty. There are a lot of great players on it, but I don't see them as like, the Chicago Bulls of the 90s or the Islanders of the early 80s or the Yankees of the 90s, early 2000s. You know, so I'd like to see the Islanders go up against the Canadians because both teams haven't won a Stanley Cup in quite a while. So it'd be nice to see that. So we'll see what happens. So just getting text messages while I'm doing a live show by people in my chat. I'll get to you after the show, sir. Absolutely. But thank you for joining us. Big Boss, good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Owen Wilson as Dante Hicks and Vince Vaughn as Randall Graves. Hey, I've seen worse castings like that O'HalloRANT and Anderson guy. So it'd be an interesting recast. When for those who don't know, maybe that back in '94 when the film was being purchased by Miramax, Clerks, that is, there was another producer who was thinking about buying the film, another, distribution company producer, but they weren't going to distribute the film. They were just buying the film to have the idea to then recast the entire movie and reshoot the entire movie with, professional Hollywood actors and a bigger budget and in color. So thank God that producer didn't get a hold of it, just for my selfish personal reasons. But yeah, so it would have been interesting to see who they would have casted as Dante and Randall and Jay and Bob back then. Blasphemy, right? Exactly. How dare they? But, we went with it. Dante and Randall and Wedding Crashers 2 now see, I could see that. I can see where Dante and Randall show up in Wedding Crashers as whatever. And just like how Randall knocked the casket over at the funeral, I could see Randall doing something at a wedding that we got to scramble out of there for. But Vince and Owen take the fall for it, for whatever we did. And then they got to find us to lay down the law. I am the law. Another movie that could have been better. Judge Dredd, Sylvester Stallone, and some young new actress at the time. It was an interesting take. I mean, I was a big Judge Dredd comic book version of Judge Dredd, and the Hollywood version of Judge Dredd just didn't cut it. The remake a couple of years ago, that wasn't too bad. It's an interesting idea. 3 seashells. There you go. Pauly Shore as Randall, probably thinking of that era. I would see Pauly Shore more as a Jay, to be honest with you. If we were thinking about that era of films. So Dredd was better. True. It was definitely better than the Stallone version. So are you saying that Arnold as Dante and Ventura as Randall? That would be hilarious. I'm not even supposed to be here today. What are you doing, you idiot? Did you burn down the store? You must have burned down the store. I think it was terrorists. We should go after those terrorists. I don't got time for love, Dr. Jones. Oh, Jesse the Body Ventura. With special guest star Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh, yeah! Snoogans! Noid, smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers. Pack of raps, my good man. Time to kick back. Get laid and smoke some weed. Oh, yeah. What bizarro world have I just stepped into? Where incredibly athletic, buff action hero / WWF. Yes, I'm saying it because we're going back to that era. WWF superstars playing various characters in the Viewers universe. So look, listen, Silent Bob would be easy. The Undertaker. There you go. Enough said. Or not said in this case. Huh? Huh? That would be funny. Miss Elizabeth as either Veronica or Caitlin. Who else? The Iron Sheik as the Berserker guy. My love for you is like a truck. Berserker. Would you like to making Berserker? Who else? Oh my God. The old man who dies in the bathroom with the porno mag. I don't know. Ric Flair. Woo! Now that's bizarre. Someone comes up with that character, old school wrestler. Let's go old school. Someone who was around in the 90s. I mean, and you can mix your leagues. I guess you could do some WCW, like Sting or Hollywood, Hogan or whoever. What a weird... How did I get on this? What a weird mashup. Vince McMahon. Will Berserker return in Clerks 3? I can't tell you if Berserker does. But just so you know, his love for you is like a truck. Berserker. I'm still in love with Veronica. Who doesn't? Everybody loves Veronica. Apparently she loves a lot of people too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
In a row?
Yes, in a row. Exactly. Rowdy Roddy is the milk guy. All right. There you go. Who's the Chuli's gum guy? Well, that could be Rowdy Roddy Piper. I could see him being the Chuli's gum guy. Or Vince McMahon. That's true. That would be hilarious. That would be very hilarious. Are you going to be attending Jay's birthday bash at the Stash or the opening of the Smod Castle in a couple of weeks? Most likely. And I say that because it'll be incredibly close to the part of filming Clerks 3, so I kind of better be there. No, I'm kidding. I most likely will be there. I wanna see the grand opening of the Smod Castle, because I have plans of doing this very show live there, back in the hometown of Leonardo, Jersey, kind of thing, with a live audience, where instead of me doing this, highlighting, questions, it'll be a camera, and we'll just cut to the camera and then cut back to me and cut back and forth. And I think that'll be fun. Sell some tickets, have some merch. Should be fun. Hope to have a big announcement about merch and stuff like that in the next week or two. Should be fun. But yeah, I can't wait to see the new Smod Castle. I mean, I've been in there when it was first kind of being worked on, and then again, how about the hockey guy? I don't know. That'd be interesting. Who would be the hockey guys? It could be a bunch of them. But yes, there you go. See, Treymock, you got it right. $37 for a ticket. It makes sense for everybody involved. Yes, Mr. Buckley. I remember live audiences too. I can't wait. Can't wait to be in front of those again. But yeah, the place is gorgeous. Ernie O'Donnell and his crew, Bellicose, the electrician, and a whole bunch of all of his great folks down there put together a really great place. Um, Tim Harris, this metalwork guy, uber fan as well. Tim Harris out of Texas made all the wall sconce lightings. So all the sconces, all the shades that cover the lights on the sconces all the way down both aisles, both sides of the theater, are made out of metal. And he made them into really incredible, a lot of the View Askew-universe characters. So you guys are gonna look great. I mean, this whole thing is gonna look great. The place looks great. You're gonna enjoy it. Plus, you're right next to the Quick Stop and the RST video, which is to hope to be opening for something else soon. And then you're only about 20 minutes, 25 minutes from downtown Red Bank, where the secret stash is, and the great town of Red Bank to get your eat on. Some really great restaurants down there. They've made the main Broad Street area now a pedestrian walkway, and I think they're keeping it like that now. So good place to go and catch up and get your food and stop in at the new Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash to get your swag and stuff like that. So should be fun. So I hope once it's open and everything's getting back to normal that I can get down there and do a couple of things live where I could hear the boos and the yawns in person. How about Andre the Giant was still with us? He'd be like, "It's beautiful, man." Yes. Snowball. He would play Snowball. "Hey, Ronnie, where you been lately?" Played by the great Scott Mosier, who's also the producer of the film and also did the sound, most of the sound. He was our sound operator as well, who went on to produce tons and tons of more of Kevin's stuff. It'd be nice to see him come back too. The pics Kev posted show it's pretty nice. Yes, they are nice. And to be honest with you, even though they're pictures, it doesn't do the place justice as to how nice the place it really is. So I look forward to that. I mean, it's an intimate space. It's big. It'll hold about, I think when push comes to shove, I think it holds like 75, maybe 80. And that's like, really tightly packed in. But the distance from the stage to the back, it's maybe 80 feet, 100 feet, maybe. And it's, narrow. So even if you're in the back of the house, they also will have TVs on the side walls anyway. So if you happen to be sitting behind a Wookiee and they're blocking your view, you still can just literally turn your head to the right or turn your head to the left, and you'll see these big, giant flat screen TVs that I think Panasonic has donated, or someone at Samsung, something like that. So, and they have Bose surround system speakers that are being there, and it's definitely high end. They didn't spare any expense for how beautiful the place is going to be. I mean, I took a bunch of photos when I was there a couple of months ago, and they were like, "Don't post any of the photos up." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not going to post any up," but things are great, and I'm glad we're finally getting to that point. I'm doing good, Shane. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us tonight. I have to sit in on them 6 hours all 3 days for the opening. You could. Any chance coming to LA Comic Con with the new film? Hopefully. We're, by the time we get done filming and the way editing goes and advertising and promotion, this is probably the beginning of a 2022 release. is what we're thinking. First quarter 2022. I think Kevin has talked about this, that they want to probably do this via like a road show, like we did the Jay and Silent Bob reboot thing, where we went around like a band and had live screenings with a Q&A to follow. And then once Kevin and Jay would leave town, then that city would have its wide release and get to see it. So it'll be like one of those kind of things. It worked out really good for the production of it last time they did this. Wow, Kevin couldn't have found a perfect timing, because he ended that live tour just as COVID hit. So he was able to get that road show tour to really pay off. So hopefully we're going to do that, because I would love to be out there on the road at all these cities. First of all, I love going to all the cities anyway for Comic-Cons and stuff like that, and to meet the fans and to chat. But to go out with this Clerks 3 film and to meet audiences live is going to be awesome. And I think it's fitting for the film to be promoted that way. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting year, to say the least. We've had to push back filming a few times just for different logistical things and scheduling of people and stuff like that. But also COVID protocols have changed and things like that. So we want to make sure we're covered for everybody, so everything is safe. And everybody can come in, do their work, leave, and all this other stuff. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun being back in the neighborhood of Leonardo, at the original Quick Stop again. That's just going to be a time warp, being there in '93 filming the original film. And then, we only did, one day of exteriors at that Quick Stop for Clerks 2 when it burnt down and the fire department showed up. And then when we're rebuilding it and we're, putting up, I assure you, we're reopened and being on the roof, doing the repairs and all that. It literally was just like 1 or 2 days. This is going to be a lot more. It's actually going to be like a majority of it back at the old store again. So it's going to be awesome. It's definitely going to be awesome. Yes, where Leonardo is. That's right, Sarah Jane. Do you see the Shang-Chi? Yes, I did. It's a great trailer. I look forward to Shang-Chi film coming out this summer. Should be fun. Good to see you, CY76. Thank you for joining us this evening. So, just doing a score check here. All right. Here we go. All right. Still 1-0 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second. How you doing, Joanna Marie Sisto? Down there in the Philly area, I believe, if I remember correctly. Were you, Daniel? That's right. You were there when we were filming the Clerks 2 scenes at the Quick Stop. So yes, we'll be there again. A little bit longer. Are you going to be celebrating Clerks 2 15-year anniversary this year? Has it been 15 years? I didn't even, man, how that went by quickly. You're in Austin now. Oh, right on. I love Austin. Good town. Good town. Had a lot of fun in Austin. I've been there a few times, and each time has always been a blast. Been there for a Wizard World. Was there for Austin Comic Books Shop. Had invited me down to do a comic book signing. Comic book autograph signing for a couple of days. And then the Alamo Draft House had a screening of Clerks 2 one night, and then a outdoor venue, like a drive-in venue, think it was called the Starlight Drive-In down there, had a screening of the original Clerks with a Q&A afterwards. So need to get, yes, I would love to get back to Steel City Con. They just had one a couple of weekends ago. I think it was like their first one since things were opening up. So yes, see, Starlight Drive-In. I knew I remembered it because I have a T-shirt from the place as well. Good folks down in Austin. Good town. It's hot. It's going to be hot again this summer down there. And there's nothing like Texas heat, man. That's like, it's getting like that the deserts from Nevada and Arizona are slowly creeping their way towards Texas. Any events planned in Maryland? Not as of yet, Mark. Right now, everything for me, conventions-wise, is not until after like August now. So there, I did have something planned in August that's been pushed. I would love to have gone to GalaxyCon in Raleigh this year. But those dates are this July, the month of July. And at first our filming was going to be all of July. So we never approached GalaxyCon because we were like, well, we're going to be shooting. As far as Maryland, you know, the closest thing would have been probably AwesomeCon in DC. So we shall see. Fall state protocols, if any, I assume. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is. But then there are also protocols that each of the unions set up their own protocols as well. So the actors union have a protocol, directors union, you know, the Teamsters have their own protocols. So we'll see. What's with this? Is this a raid? Am I being raided? What the? Holy cow. Hello. Hello. What the? Who's the? I believe I've been raided. Why, thank you. For those who don't know, in Twitch, you can have a bunch of people just all of a sudden, and someone will end their stream and then bring people over to your stream. And it's called a raid. And I see people who I know. Critical Cupcake is, I think it's her. Thank you so much. CY, right on. Nice. Thank you, Cupcake. You're so sweet. Eskimo 850, good to see you. Lana Cobain, good to see you. Chef Taylor, pleasure. Welcome to the show. Jennu Mura 93, I guess. Screw Sanity. I like that one. Vindmobile, thank you so much for joining. Dave Brocky, good to see you. Wow, this is awesome. Thank you, guys. We've been rated. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Welcome to the show. You are watching the O'HalloRANT. I am your host. Please follow along at those addresses upstairs here or down below on the crawl. I appreciate the raid. We're talking about a bunch of silly things here, really. Talking about Predator, which I was on earlier on a show on Twitch with the guys over at Zenescope for the Zenescope Movie Club, where we talked about Predator. Myself, Marilyn Gigliotti, Sun Komanaki, and Ralph Tedesco, and also Chris Sampson, in which then at the end of the show, they always do a cover, comic book cover done by Sun. As you could see in there, there's the Flash one up top. In the middle was the Terminator. And the third one on the bottom there on the left was the Night of the Comet cover. And you can go to Zenescope on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, or go to zenescope.com for more info. So we were talking about Predator at that show, and I just kind of bled it into my show, which was awesome. A great 1987 blockbuster hit. I mean, it made nearly $100 million in 1987, which would be probably like $500 million in today's money. And it's a script that's not without its warts. I mean, there's some. I mean, it's full, absolute chock-a-block full of testosterone. Like even the Predator himself had testosterone. Like to the point where he takes off all his equipment. He's like, "Come on, human," and he starts backhanding Arnold Schwarzenegger all around. So it was fun stuff. What's my favorite horror movie? You know, it's not a horror movie. I mean, Silence of the Lambs is one of my favorites when it comes to things like that. Is it a horror movie? Yes, no. Otherwise, I'm not a big like Saw, Hostel. I'm not where like, hey, let's get the body count as high as possible. I'm really a big fan of things that are, you know, really intelligent and scary in that way. So things like The Omen or The Exorcist. The original Halloween is always a good one because that was like, what? Yeah, more suspense than horror. Psychological horror. Yeah, more like that. Is it? Oh, wait. Is it Critical Cupcake's birthday today? Happy birthday, Critical Cupcake. I did not know that. Happy birthday. You're awesome. Now get off the computer and get outside. Celebrate your birthday right. Get some cupcakes and stuff. That's critical. But seriously, now that we're all allowed to go to restaurants and stuff, you should be celebrating your birthday outdoors, somewhere to eat. People buying you rounds of drinks and desserts, and whatever food you want, and then go kooky and go to it's a Friday night, go to a karaoke bar and sing Careless Whisper or something stupid. Then I'm never gonna live again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, you know I'm not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. A wasted dance that I've been given. All right, that's enough. We're done. Twitch took away the karaoke thing. Twitch sing. Stupid bastards. I'd be on Twitch more if it wasn't for you meddling whatevers taking away the Twitch sings. How dare you? I should just do karaoke. I should just find karaoke on my YouTube and like do picture in picture, like here on the screen, where y'all see like the lyrics or the lyrics are at the bottom, and I just sing it. But I don't know what the copyright police on all three platforms, Facebook and Twitch and YouTube would do if they would shut me down or just stop it in midstream. And be like, you can't do that. You need to pay. If you want to sing Baby Got Back, you better pay some Mix-a-Lot his ducats. I like big butts and I cannot lie. So, over here we've been doing some fun stuff. Someone was holding up their lighter. Thank you, Shane. Must appreciate that. Appreciate that. Went out shopping this past week for we are way behind in planting like flowers and stuff. This time last year we were scrambling, going like, we should plant vegetables. We should have our own farm. We need to grow our own food to have sustenance. Who knows what's going to happen? So we didn't put up our gazebo up on our deck. We have a pretty nice deck in the back of the house. And so we didn't put up, since we weren't going to have people over, we didn't put up our gazebo and stuff like that. So we had like a big deck farm, as I called it. Cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, squash, things like that. And so this year we weren't going to do that. Everything seems to have stabilized. Food is aplenty again here in the United States. We're not running out of things like we did last summer. So now we're just planting flowers. And we did buy another tomato plant, though. We love having tomatoes right off the vine and having them in our salads. So the past 3 days, we've been going to different nurseries and Lowe's and Home Depot and the garden center at Walmart and just getting basics, flowers and some nice flowers and stuff like that, and replanting stuff. And Diane is in charge of all the, we'll get this, we'll get that, we'll plant this, we'll plant that. I'm mostly the labor, and I pay for it too. And so she just got done. She was planting 2 days ago, yesterday, and she just got done today with last minute stuff that we were like, we need to put this together now. So now we're done with that. So now we're coming up to the holiday weekend. I hope you guys have some good plans to celebrate America's birthday this coming weekend. Obviously not this weekend, but a week from this weekend. Because it should be some fun. I will not have a show next weekend, just giving you a heads up now, so that you can make your plans for your 9 o'clock on Friday. And then we'll see what happens once we start filming Clerks 3, whatever the schedule will be for the Friday nights. Then, now if I'm shooting, I should know my schedule when we're shooting ahead of time. That's kind of how it works. But until then, I'll try to put up a schedule of the shows, and I may even do shows not on Fridays. Just I may do it when I have a day off during the shoot schedule. In which case, I hope to have some of my fellow actors in the movie as guests. We'll see. Who knows? Never know. Maybe I'll even do a show live down at the Smod Castle if the Smod Castle isn't being utilized by production for other reasons. So don't know how it'll all work out. But if you guys are all excited, yes, movies in Detroit. You guys will have fun up there. I wonder if they'll do a Coney for you guys up there in Detroit, since you guys are big on your Coney dogs in the Detroit area. A Michigander. Trying to think what could be a movie's Michigan item on the menu. It's good all around, to be honest with you. The Beyond Burger, like vegan burger that they use, is incredible, and the way they prepare it is awesome. The cow tipper, can't go wrong with a cow tipper. Is really, really good. There you go. Detroit Red Hot Wings. I like that style. That sounds like a good thing. Clerks Karaoke. Nice, right? Isn't it? He likes to have that. Next weekend, you have a wedding in New York. First time back on a plane. Well, safe travels there, Johanna. Safe flight. Enjoy New York while you can. Just FaceTime us. Yeah, I'll try. We'll try to see what I can do. Head home to Ohio. Finally get to see your family. Very good. Enjoy it. Ohio, fun state. Driven through it plenty of times. Been to Toledo, Cleveland, Cincinnati. So, Ohio. Cucumbers and sour cream, and also tomato and Miracle Whip sandwiches. All right. There you go. That's an interesting recipe there. Captain Mike Sparrow, good to see you. We got brisk witches in Canada. All right. There you go. I know they're planning on, I know the movies are planning to come back, I think, to Toronto. I think they made that announcement this week. I eat Coney dogs with cheese and onions weekly. All right, Thomas. Very nice. I'm a barbecued onions kind of guy. Spicy mustard and barbecued onions. Sabrett dogs and Sabrett barbecued onions and Gouldens mustard or some other spicy mustard is my dog of choice. Unless the place is like really famous for their chili, and every once in a while I'll do you can only do really one chili dog if you care for the people around you. That's the way you should do it. Just to be nice. So look, it's good to have plans this coming weekend. Enjoy this weekend while you can. I hope to talk to you thereafter with some more updates. In the meantime, if you get a chance, watch Loki. It's actually really good. It's getting better. There's a lot of exposition going on because we're talking about multiple dimensions and time loops and things like that. So definitely, if you have your Disney Plus channel, or if you have a friend who has it, go on over, make a night of it. If you have to binge the 3 episodes, then binge it. And if you get a chance, you know, definitely put this on your roster there. The Predator, man. Predator is great. A great tongue-in-cheek kind of movie, action. You know, it was the time when action movies, a lot of them were based in Central America. Central America was like the war zone du jour of the mid 80s with the Iran-Contra scandal and Sandinistas and guerrilla warfare and Panama and all this other stuff going on in the 80s. That was the place to host. If you're going to have anything to host an action blow 'em up movie, it was that. And then later in the 80s, it was Afghanistan when the Russians were occupying Afghanistan at that time. That's where the Rambo movies and everything else was being hosted out of. So if you get a chance, catch it. It's a good stuff. Jesse the Body Ventura, you can't go wrong with. You're absolutely right, Bob. Because remember, he ain't got no time. I don't got time to bleed. And the never-ending get to the chopper. So, and it started a franchise that, had so many iterations. Alien versus Predator, Predator 2, Predator 3, reboot of Predator. You couldn't milk it any more than they did. So, but the one that started it all is the one that I love the most. And everybody is awesome in that movie, from Bill Duke to Sonny, to Jesse the Body, to Carl Weathers. And the list goes on and on. I mean, although the cast, I think, is only like 12, 13 people of speaking roles, and the rest of just guerrilla war, people dying in the very beginning assault. So good stuff. And then Commando, another movie that's great of his. Next month, though, for the Zenoscope show next month, we'll be doing Big Trouble in Little China. So if you're a fan of Big Trouble Little China, keep an eye out for July's date, which will be announced soon. And I'll put a post up about it as well as we get closer. It's usually around this time of the month for next month. And it'll be a lot of fun. And Big Trouble Little China, I love that movie. And that's what we try to do. We try to do some real fun kind of movies to talk about, to reminisce about. It was funny because one of the hosts from Zenoscope, Chris Sampson, wasn't even born in 87, which pissed me off because I was like, all right, stop it. Stop bragging. Okay, you weren't born in 87. Fine. I graduated high school in 87. You weren't even born. And great movies were still made even though you didn't exist. And there you have it. Well, guys, I got to say this has been a fun hour when it comes to the update here. After 2 periods, the Lightning are still in the lead, 1-0. And the second half of the Mets game, doubleheader, looks like the Phillies are ahead 1-0 against the Mets, top of the 7th, which, if this is a doubleheader, They're only going 7 innings. But the Mets came back in the bottom of the 8th last game because they tied it in the 7th. So we shall see what happens. In the meantime, stay safe this weekend. Tell the ones around you that you love them. Wash your hands wherever necessary. Wear the mask. If you haven't gotten your vaccination, get it. Get it. I know there's been stories about certain side effects that have shown up recently. Very rare. You have more of a chance of catching COVID than you are the side effects. So get a chance, get the vaccine so we can all see each other in person again. In the meantime, I appreciate you guys spending your hour here with us. And big ups, by the way. Happy birthday to Critical Cupcake once again. Thank you so much for rating my channel. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who joined us this evening. Danger Girl AC, Scott Wachowski, Todd Plex, Gem Girl 1975, Bob Corbell, Critical Cupcake once again, Vindamole, good to see you as well. Quentin One, Bob Corbeil, Lori and Tim Green, Tim Daddio, Mark Thrasher, John McManus, CY76, Mississippi Tom, Daniel Buckley, Captain Mike Sparrow, Snorchupkit Carp, yeah, Mark Thrasher, Christopher Hewitt as always, Andrew Davids, Jack, good to see you, Eleanor White, good to see you as well, Tim Harris, that's the man I was talking about earlier, Tim Harris, the one who has made the sconces for the new Smod Castle. He's the man. If you want some great metal work, he's the man you want to see. Hit him up right now. He takes commissions all the time. Captain Mike Sparrow, Sarah Jane, Johanna Marie Sisto, have fun at the wedding next weekend up here in the New York area. CY76, Andrew Davids, I may be repeating some of these people. Thomas Beachnaw 1, Trey Mock, of course, Tim and Laurie 25, Todd Plex, excuse me. Thank you guys so much. And it'll be fun. Have a happy and safe 4th of July next weekend. Enjoy your weekend. This time, getting ready for next weekend. Have a great week. Stay safe out there. Let's pray for the folks who are missing in that building collapse just north of Miami. Sad situation there. But otherwise, stay safe yourselves. Peace and love to all. We need it in the world more than ever to pass joy on to people. So we'll see you then. In the meantime, peace.